And just like that, we're back with another full workout vlog. Again, doing pre and post workout meals so you guys can see what I'm eating. I'm still in a cut. I'm down to about 2,000 calories a day. Protein is still over 200 grams, which is insane. So we got to be pretty strategic about what we're eating and when we're eating it, especially our pre and post workout meals. As you know, if you've seen any of my videos, your pre-workout meal is the most important one. So we're going to dive into another chest and tricep workout. I strained my shoulder slightly, probably 2 months ago, so I am on the mend. So I'm taking it easy a little bit, trying to focus more on lowering the weight and focusing on that time under tension. But anyway, I'm gonna make some food, show you what I'm eating, and then we'll head to the gym. Okay, here's the pre-workout meal. As you saw, more and more steak and rice, banana, this little guy. I told you guys I eat the same thing for like 6 months before making a change, and I cannot stop eating this top sirloin cooked to perfection with white jasmine rice from Trader Joe's, sprinkled a little bit of coconut aminos as you saw, just to give it some sweetness. But I don't get enough carbs from the rice only, so I will be eating this probably like 10 or 15 minutes after I finish this steak and rice. And this is a little treat. This guy's just a 0-calorie little treat that I just treat myself with. Okay, so I'm gonna eat this. An hour and a half later, I should be starting my first working set at the gym. But 20 minutes prior to that working set, we're gonna take our pre-workout, which I'll show you what I'm taking as well. All right, so I'm gonna drink my pre-workout, my Hulk juice from Alpha Lion. That's their normal pre-workout. And then the Screamsicle pump, which is just a pump product. There's no stimulant in that. And that was a pre-workout of the month that they do. So they do a pre-workout of the month every month where it's just a limited flavor or formula. And this one is from that. They have some pretty cool one-off pre-workouts, so if you're interested in trying to get something kind of like a novelty pre-workout, you can sign up, I think, for early access to get those because they sell out every month. So I'm gonna drink this. The plan is I'll be doing my first working set 20 minutes after I have fully consumed this guy. So we will see you at the gym. Okay, so we're gonna start this workout just like we would any other workout, with a 5-minute warm up. I like to do the stair stepper. You can do the stationary bike. You can do walking incline, whatever. 5 minutes of just getting your blood flowing, get your body warmed up. This is gonna help reduce injuries and just get you mentally prepared to crush this chest day. I'm gonna follow that up with a very simple shoulder warm up routine where I'm working on my rotator cuff, doing a little bit of strengthening for the rotator cuff, but just kind of waking up my shoulder joints and stretching out my chest. It's really important that you take some time to do this before each of your push days or your chest or shoulder days, because you can be the strongest person in the world, but if your shoulders fail you, you're not going to be pushing anything around. So make sure to prioritize this. And it's a simple warm up here. The camera decided to focus on the background and not me, and because I film all of my stuff myself, it's hard for me to make a correction on the fly like this. I didn't even notice, to be honest. But you can see that I'm doing some external rotations and some banded pull-throughs. I'm also going to pyramid up in weight here, so I'm going to slowly add weight. But I'm only doing like 2 or 3 reps max, just to get my body used to pushing around more weight as I get closer to my working set weight. So I'm hitting probably like 2 or 3 sets as warm-up sets that are just 3 or 4 reps as I build the weight up. And we're going to start with this converging incline machine press. Recently, this has kind of taken over as the upper chest focus press that I've enjoyed doing. It's really humbling. You can't push around as much weight as you can on other machines or even maybe a barbell incline press. But the mind-muscle connection that I have with this machine and the pump that I get from it is unmatched. So I've been prioritizing this movement and starting with it on my chest days recently. Now, as far as setting the seat up, you want to put it at a height that allows your lower chest to line up right with the handles. And from here, keeping your elbows at right around a 45-degree angle off your body, we're just going to press straight up and out. Now you can see that I'm really focusing on slowing down the eccentric here, the negative. I think it's really important to focus on time under tension and slowly going down on the eccentric here. And on the concentric, you're going to want to explode. You got to do this controlled, but explode as you press up, and then slowly and under control, take a couple seconds on the negative. We're going to go pretty close to failure. I mean, this is probably an RPE 8 here. But if you have a spotter, have them jump in as you're struggling to get your last rep, just to get one more. I'm doing 4 sets of these at somewhere between 8 to 10 reps. Next, we're going to hit a decline machine press. This has been one of my favorite machines for developing my chest in the past 6 months. Now, we've talked about it before, but decline press gets a bad rap because of the short range of motion. But this machine sort of eliminates that factor. The individual handles eliminate, that bar that goes across your chest that would be the limiting factor as far as range of motion is concerned. So you can get a deep stretch on the eccentric here while performing this decline press, and I love this machine. I've been, like I said, progressively overloading this machine for like 6 months, and it's just been phenomenal as far as my chest growth. Again, we're really thinking about slowly controlling the weight on the way down, giving it a few seconds before exploding back out of that hole. Now, if you don't have access to this machine, but you do have access to just a decline bench, you could do these with dumbbells. You're definitely going to need a spotter for that, so make sure that you have that in place. But you can get a similar result from dumbbells. It is going to be harder to go as heavy as you could on a machine like this, but you can still do it. So I'm doing, again, 4 sets of these, somewhere between 6 to 10 reps. So we prioritize the 2 heavy pressing movements in the beginning of the workout, because that's when we have the most energy and intensity. So we put those first, and then we're going to move on to an incline machine fly. I like the machine fly here over cables for a couple of different reasons. One is it's so much easier to just jump on this machine, throw some weight on it, than just set up an incline bench in front of a dual cable machine, especially when it's a Monday at 3 or 4 p.m. and the gym is a zoo. Another reason is it's a little bit more stable than cables. It's kind of controlling my arm path here. And what I mean is there's not a ton of play forward or backwards. Your hands are locked into that position, and they're not going to move forward or backwards, which could be, detrimental to you activating your chest, but also could be dangerous for your shoulders. So I think it's better. I think it's safer and more easily overloaded with weight. As far as executing this, you want to keep a slight bend in your elbows on the eccentric here. A lot of people will keep their arms flat, straight out. That's going to shift tension away from your chest on the negative and put it on your bicep, and we don't want to do that. So keep a slight bend in your elbows here on the eccentric. If you've never done that, you're definitely going to feel that pull on your chest, that stretch on your chest on the negative. And as you fly up, think about bringing the base of your palms together. And you're going to straighten your arms a little bit more. They're not going to be completely straight at the top, but pretty close. I'm going pretty close to failure on this movement as well, somewhere around an RPE 8 or 9. And we're going to do 3 sets of these in the rep range of somewhere between 8 to 12 reps. Okay, next we're going to move over to a different machine, a Incline Fly Machine here. This machine also doubles as a lat raise machine. So if you've seen people doing lat raises on this, all you have to do is pull that tab out, flip the handles all the way up, and then you can rest your head on that pad and do high to low flies. And for the same reasons I enjoy the incline machine press, I enjoy the decline machine press. It's simple. It takes no time to set up. It seems safer and more easily overloaded with weight. Now you can do these with cables as well, but like I said, if the gym is packed, there's probably someone on either side of a pulley, and you don't want to take up 2. So this machine is perfect for saving time for you and helping other people. Okay, we're going to set the machine up so that joint of the machine is pretty close to your shoulder. And you want to have a slight lean forward in your upper body and rest your head on that pad. On the eccentric, again, same cues as the incline fly. We're going to keep a slight bend in our elbows as we come up and go up as high as you comfortably can while maintaining that elbow bend to keep that tension on your chest. It's super important that you get some work in that stretch position for your chest. From here, we're going to drive our wrists down. Again, thinking about bringing the base of our palms together at the bottom of the movement. And your arms are going to straighten as you do this. So you're going to go from nearly a 90-degree angle in your elbow to, not quite straight, but nearly straight at the bottom. Slow and controlled on the eccentric. Give it a couple seconds and explode as you fly down. I'm going to hit 3 sets of these in the 8 to 12 rep range. We're going to finish up chest with another Incline Machine chest press. This machine is kind of rare, but if you have access to it, you got to take advantage of it. This is an ISO shoulder press machine. It's also an ISO incline press machine. The individual handles unhook on their own. It's kind of like a Smith machine, but obviously the handles are separated here. It's more mimicking dumbbells, as you can control one side separate from the other. But both of them are locked in and the path is fixed. Now I go a little bit lighter with these. I really focus on that stretch position at the bottom of the movement here. This machine allows me to get an insane stretch on the bottom here on the pecs in this incline position. Again, slow and controlled on the eccentric, and like I said, I'm going to focus on that bottom stretch position. Just hang out there for a second before exploding back up to that starting position. This is going to finish off chest, 3 sets of these at 8 to 10, 8 to 12 reps. Okay, we're going to move on to triceps now. I'm going to start with a Tricep Rope press down. Now this rope is from Gym Reapers. It has a ton of versatility as far as the movements that you can do with this. You can do lat prayers or straight arm pull downs with this, in addition to all of the tricep movements that you can use this for. Now, full disclosure, I am sponsored by Gym Reapers. If you use my code PERK, you'll get 10% off. You can get a rope like this pretty cheap, and I would suggest it's something that you get. Just throw in your gym bag, you have it, because most gyms don't have this just laying around. All right, we're going to take a hold of the tricep rope on the last loop, take a few steps back. We want the line of the cable and the rope itself to match up with the line of our arms here. So from our shoulder to our elbow, that line needs to align with the line of the cable as we're performing this movement. Slight bend in your knees, hinge forward at your hips, leaning forward here. And with everything stationary outside of your elbow joint moving, we're going to press straight down and back until our arms are nearly straight and locked out. From here, slowly and under control, lower the weight back down. Again, focus on getting a stretch here. You can see a little bit of movement in your elbow joint, your elbow moving up and back towards the machine a bit so you can get a stretch on your triceps. And from there, we're going to explode, pressing down and back, really exaggerating that contraction at the top of the movement. Okay, we're going to hit an overhead rope extension for the next movement. I'm going to set the cable machine up above your head. Grab the rope at the second to last loop. Take a few steps away from the cable machine, lean forward, let your arms come up and back behind your head. Once you establish that position, you have some leverage against the cable machine. We're going to press our arms straight up and out away from us. And I like to twist my wrists slightly outward at the top of the movement. You should be incorporating some sort of overhead pressing movement for your triceps. It could be skull crushers. It could be an overhead extension with dumbbells. It could just be a single overhead extension with a cable, but you need to have some variation of an overhead extension movement in your tricep training routine. Obviously, you need a press down. That's number one. You should be getting a press down in. And I usually do like either a close grip bench or a tricep press down machine. But this is my second chest and tricep day of the week, so I'm not going to be hitting either of those. But you need to definitely be doing one of those at least once a week. Okay, so I'm going to finish this up with an AMRAP burnout of reverse grip, single arm press downs. I seem to personally have a really great mind-muscle connection with this specific movement when it comes to hitting triceps. So I like to do a burnout of these. So I'll go 3 sets at as many reps as possible for each arm. It's a great way to finish off your tricep. My arms are ballooning after this. The pump is crazy. And I would recommend you do some sort of AMRAP burnout at the end of whatever it is you're training. Okay, so I'm in a deficit right now. I'm slowly ramping up my cardio time, and I'm up to 35, 40 minutes now on the stair stepper, so I'm going to do that next. I just use my Apple Watch as a metric for how many calories I'm burning, shooting for that 400, 500 calorie burn mark at this point. I'm also eating at about a 20% deficit, shooting to lose about a pound a week in this current phase. So I'm going to finish this one up and then go home and get my post-workout meal in. All right, so this is my post-workout meal today. I didn't have any food left. I ate all the steak. So I ordered Chipotle. This is a steak bowl. with double steak, rice, lettuce, veggies, and some salsa. I think I'll throw the exact order up with the macros, but that's gonna do it for today. Oh, my dog has something to say. Come here. Come here. Come on up. Wanna say hi? Say hi. Or just lick me. Okay, you want my food, don't you? All right, well, that's gonna do it. I appreciate you checking out the video. If you liked it, share it, subscribe, and give me a like, maybe even a comment. That would help me out. So thanks, guys. We'll see you on the next one.